is the spirit of money is the energy of spirit. That's so cool. Love that. I'll get it right. Right, Jamie? We're all welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living Love Stream, October 18th, 2020. Wow. Here we are. And so if you're joining us for the first time, or even if you're not joining us for the first time, please share this with a friend. Start a watch party on Facebook. And we're also on YouTube live at Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living. And you can always send a link to friends later to watch. But we're just so happy you're here, and we're very excited once again to welcome Mr. Jami Lula in the house. Woo-hoo. And he's going to get us started off just right for this beautiful service that we have planned for you today. So Jami, take it away.
Thank you, Gina. Good morning, Central Coast. Hey everybody, come on down. Hey everybody, gather around. Hey everybody, bring a friend. Hey everybody, come and help me sing. All are welcome here. Lay your burdens down. All are welcome here. Your own hallowed ground. All are welcome here. We'll break our bread with you. All are welcome here. Help you find your truth. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. Oh, hey everybody, come on down. Hey everybody, gather around. Hey everybody, bring a friend. Hey everybody, come and help me sing. All are welcome here. Leave your burdens down. All are welcome here. You're on hallowed ground. All are welcome here. We'll bring our bread with you. All are welcome here. Help you find your truth. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. All are welcome here.
Yeah, woohoo! Jami Lula in the house. All right, all are welcome here. Good morning, beloveds. Welcome to the Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living, where all that we ask is that you remain open to the possibility of changing your entire life by changing your mind. This service has been designed especially for you. Welcome home. I forgot to mention that my name is Reverend Elizabeth Rowley, and I'm the Spiritual Director and Senior Minister of the Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living. And I'm so happy that you joined us today. It is the best day ever. And we have an affirmation that is short and sweet today, and I invite you to please repeat after me. I am worthy.
I am worthy.
I am deserving.
I am deserving.
I am prosperous.
I am prosperous.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Woohoo! All right. And now I will turn it over to Travis Hogue, who will introduce our musician, who needs no introduction, but here he is.
All right. Good morning, everybody. That's right. My name is Travis Hogue, and I am the music director here at the Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living. I'm going to read a little bit from select parts of Jami's illustrious bio right now. Music is larger than just making sound. It is the heart of the spirit walk, the key to creative change in the world. With more than 6 albums to his name, we are blessed to enjoy and be ennobled by Jami's spirit and sound. Classic CDs like Spirit in the House, There's a Healing Going On, Something's Calling Me, Alive, Compassion, Naked, and Orange. Fantastic. This is soul music, my friends. Jami's most recent projects are with Gary Lynn Floyd as one half of the supergroup Floyd Lula, who just released the EP Floyd Lula 2. You'll definitely want to go to iTunes and purchase this and those other CDs that I mentioned from Jami's solo career. Jami's music ministry is as important today as and powerful today as it was when it was created beyond, in the ethers of yesteryear. It is my great pleasure to introduce to you our brother from another mother, the amazing Jami Lula.
Woo-hoo! Thank you, Travis. I so appreciate it. Hey, good morning once again. Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living with the lovely and talented Travis Hogue and the brilliant and beautiful Reverend Elizabeth Rowley. You guys are so blessed, and I am so blessed to be with you this morning. We are the harvests. Words are on the page. Sing it with me. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Go, Gina. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Oh, I am that I am. Oh, I am that I am. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Oh, I am that I am. 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 We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Come on, y'all. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. We are the harvest. We are the harvest we reap. We are the harvest we reap.
Woo! All right. That's awesome. Thank you, Jami. All right. Good morning, beloveds. Good morning, CSL. All right. I'm Travis, your announcements angel. All right. The announcements for October 18th, 2020. I will now read our mission statement. With everything we do, we aim to raise the vibe. We teach innovative spiritual practices and principles that inspire deeper love of self and others, transformation, a closer relationship with God, freedom from suffering, expansive joy, prosperity, and healing of the body, mind, and spirit. We are a conscious group of positive, inspired, spiritually motivated individuals transforming lives. We just happen to have a spiritual center. Want to check us out?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. Please join us for coffee and conversation after this service around 11 a.m.-ish via Zoom. Gina will provide the link in the comment section here, and you can also find it on our center's webpage in the coffee and conversation event. Next up, last call to register for the newest class, Spiritual Practices and Principles, a CSL certificated foundational class, which started on Tuesday, October 13th. It meets through November 17th on Tuesday mornings for 2 hours from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Pacific time. Required text, This Thing Called You by Ernest Holmes. The cost of this class is $150, and that includes a $45 CSL class certificate and your student workbook for this class. This is a foundation level class and a prerequisite for all other Science of Mind classes. You can register today at ccccsl.org/classes. All right, next up, we build our immunity in spiritual community. Remember to join us Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 1 p.m. Pacific time via Zoom for our spiritual check-in call. You can find the link in our Facebook page under events. Next Sunday, our musical inspiration is Mark Stanton Welch, a local legend here on the Central Coast and a fine man. Great. Thank you so much. And then please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can watch all of these beautiful celebration services at our YouTube channel, Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living. We're also simulcasting right now for this love stream on Facebook and YouTube. And lastly, if you're able, please remember to continue to donate to our center during this unique time. Our operations are fully supported by your generosity, and we're looking forward to gathering at our physical center in the future. You can donate here on the Facebook live stream or with the donate button, and Gina will also provide the PayPal link to donate in the comment section. You can also visit our landing page and click the donate link in the center of the webpage. I want to thank you for your consideration. We love you. I love you. We appreciate you so much. And that, my beloveds, is the announcements. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Travis. Woohoo. And I would like to take this opportunity to remind you that if there is something that is heavy on your heart for which you would like prayer for, or maybe there's something you're looking to manifest in your life, you can send a prayer request to us at info@ccccsl.org, and our prayer team will pray over the prayer for you for the next week. And that prayer team consists of myself, Reverend Diane Davison, our assistant spiritual director, and our two outreach practitioners, Maria Bucaro and Jeff Tucker. Thank you. And now I would love to turn it over to our beloved Charlie Carlin, who will do a reading. Great background, Charlie.
Well, with all that talking, I thought I'd go to talk about spiritual accounting. How comfortable it makes us feel to have a good fat bank account. An account big enough to draw upon for anything we desire, especially when it comes to paying for our everyday needs. Well, let's talk about another type of account, which is even more important. That is your spiritual bank account. As you already know, every thought counts, and there are no unimportant moments. Every thought counts. Now, if there was a ledger, and each thought was an entry, and the thoughts were either a debit or a credit or a plus or a minus, then what would your balance be? What would your bottom line be? Remember now, every thought counts. Every thought is an entry into your spiritual bank account. Is this thought a deposit or a withdrawal? Is it a debit or a credit? The infinite contains incredible amounts of love and faith, of peace of mind, of joy. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could build up an incredible spiritual bank account, an account which you knew would be sufficient to meet all aspects of your life? The good news is you can. We are always being called upon to meet the day. There are times when we need more love and tolerance, more kindness, more understanding, and a deeper faith. How is your spiritual account doing? How is your spiritual bank account doing? Good question. We must not become destitute of hope and faith, because then despair takes the place of hope and fear takes the place of faith. Imagine your spiritual bank account filled with love, filled with the infinite deposits of life, and realize that we are all drawing upon the infinite for our deposits. How about if each day we have deposited more hope, more happiness, and faith, more than enough to meet anything we might encounter? God is love, and all the love there is mine now. I shall endeavor to see something lovable in everyone I meet, in every situation in which I find myself, and as I do this, I shall accumulate and distribute a great degree of love. This is my spiritual bank account. And if some experience comes along which seems unkind or unlovable, I shall be able to write a check on my spiritual bank account, which will cover every liability of hate or unkindness. Saying, I am grateful for this is not enough. I am jump up and down, happy and thankful for the love that surrounds me, and I will continue to give all the love I have as I am constantly refilling my spiritual bank account with every thought. So let us all be ever grateful. And so it is.
Wow. And so it is, Charlie. I don't know. Reverend Elizabeth, Charlie may have just spoken the service right there. So, but in any case, beloveds, please join me in prayer and let's add to our spiritual bank account right now. Let's make a deposit together. So I invite everybody to just take a nice deep breath in and center yourself in the space where you feel most connected to the truth that God is all there is. And so as we come into this space, each one of us grounding where we're at, and together we all recognize that there is only one God, only one truth, one spirit, one energy, one divinity, whatever your favorite word is to represent the truth of all that is. We just know that we are all speaking of the same thing, and we all recognize this together. And so just as it is expressing through us, we know it is expressing through every living being, every object, inanimate or animate, because everything around us was a gift from God, a thought, a seed, an idea that was planted in the mind of some heart and some mind, and then was acted upon to produce this beautiful thing in the world. And God's ability to express through us and through the stars and the planets and the animals and everything, seen and unseen, the air around us, the electricity, all of it is God. And all of it comes from the infinite supply of love, the infinite supply of goodness, of empathy, of joy, of harmony, of creativity. It's an infinite, abundant supply. And so we are absolutely able to be connected to it because it's what we are. It's not like we're connecting to it like we're going and touching it. It is actually the cells in our body. It is the thought. It is the color of your eyes. It is your eyelashes, your hair, your breath, your heart beating, all of it. It's mine too. And as we commune together today on this, there is a unique expression of God, and it comes out in every little detail. It comes out in the words that Reverend Elizabeth speaks to us today. It is God flowing through her. She is the channel. She is the conduit. It's same with Jami, same with myself, with Travis, with Charlie, with all of us here on the stream. It's with you, for this stream wouldn't be a love stream without you as well. And so we are the microcosm of the macrocosm of the world. We are a small little community just touching each other, but we are vast and mighty because we are all part of the one race of humanity and spirit and all that is. And as we listen to the words that Reverend Elizabeth speaks today, or the songs, or even what Charlie just said, we all are touched in some way, and we hear a beautiful little nugget, a coin deposited into our own spiritual bank account, or a massive check. It could be that too. It's all good and it's all God. And we just sit here open-handed and ready to receive. So I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I'm so grateful to be in this energy, in this moment, in this flow with you now. I'm so grateful for the abundance in our lives. I'm so grateful for the abundant supply Spirit gives to us every moment of the day. I'm so grateful for understanding my stewardship of my good and for yours as well. And I'm so grateful for this service and this community. And so I could just release now, knowing that Spirit is taking care of everything. Spirit is our divine financial advisor. Spirit is our divine guide. Spirit is driving the train, and we just enjoy the ride. So hang on, everybody. Here we go. And let's just release and let it be by saying together, and so it is.
And so it is. Spirit in the house. I've done my time, I'm so tired. I give up on my simple mind. It's not working, I'm no good. I'm in need. If I only could find the spirit in the house. I said spirits in the house. Lights to stop, I go through. Pour me over, said the man in blue. Son, you know what you done did. I said yes, I ran a light of red. What's your hurry, why the race? Who you trying to keep pace with? Take your time now, it's alright. God's your answer, you can't hide from the spirit in the house. I was waiting for that, Elizabeth. I said spirits in the house. Well, I'm on fire, how about you? Can't you feel the spirit guiding you? House ain't home, home is where love's alive when you wanna dwell. Well, I'm on fire, how about you? Can't you feel the spirit guiding you? House ain't home, home is where love's alive when you wanna dwell. In the spirit in the house. I said spirit in the house. Spirit in the house, y'all. Spirit in the house.
Woohoo! Yeah. Thank you, Jamie. Oh, I love that one so much. Awesome. Spirit in the house, everybody. Wow. Oh, I'm just feeling so blessed and so grateful. My name is Reverend Elizabeth Rowley, for those of you just tuning in, and I'm the spiritual director and senior minister at the Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living, located in Templeton, California. And we're broadcasting to you live today from our office at our condo in San Luis Obispo. And what a beautiful, beautiful thing it is to get to have Jamie here. He's actually in LA, where he lives, and Gina is in Paso Robles, and Charlie in Atascadero. We're just so blessed, you guys. And I love, love, love that song. Jamie has so many new songs that are so awesome also. But that song has I have a particular fondness for that one because it's kind of like my coming of age spiritually a theme song. And so I remember a friend of mine who I later took practitioner studies with, Marian Eisenhart, and I would drive and we would play this CD and just sing at the top of our lungs. And then I would sing, and of course I thought I was catching the notes, of course, and I'm sure I wasn't. Travis tells me I'm, what do you say? Tone deaf. But hey, I think I got it. I nailed it. So, but I won't share that with you. We'll leave that to the professionals. It was so fun though. And it's so fun to sing a song like that because it's just this vibrational energy that you get into, right? You're tuning into spirit and tuning into this truth that, yes, spirit is in the house. This is a house, right? These body temples that we're walking around in are casings of spirit, and spirit is in this house. So remember that, and you can pick up some of Jami's music on iTunes and on his website, which is jamilula.com, and carry him around with you. So awesome. Thank you for being here, Jami. All right. So, wow. Okay, here we are in week 3 of October. Time flies by, doesn't it? The October theme is the science of getting rich, and the topic for today is money is the energy of spirit. Not monergy, but money is the energy of spirit. And so it's our opportunity for the month of October every year to talk about money and prosperity. And I like to weave in prosperity and abundance throughout the year, but I specifically address money during October. And I'm going to say it again: money, 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 money. Money is not a bad word, you guys. I want you to really get that. And some people might say, well, she shouldn't be talking about money. And of course, I should be talking about money. Why wouldn't I talk about money? Money is the energy of spirit. Yes. And when we're talking about the science of getting rich, I'm really exploring this book by Wallace Wattles of that title, The Science of Getting Rich. And this might rub some people the wrong way, and that's okay. So to be rich is to be plentiful and abundant, and to be wealthy is to have a sustainable plenitude and abundance, right? So wealth then is our birthright. It's our birthright to be plentiful, to be abundant. And I invite you to imagine with me now all that there is an abundance of in the universe, right where you are. What do you notice that there is an abundance of in this moment? Or what comes to mind when you think of abundance, like grains of sand? These are things you can't really count. There's a lot of grains of sand. If you walk on the beach, you'll notice it's all around you. And you'll also notice that there seems to be an abundance of water at particular at Pismo Beach, where we're near. And so can you put some ideas of abundance in the comment section? Maybe there's an abundance of air for us, right? I'm so grateful for that, because we need to continue to breathe in and breathe out. What is there an abundance of in your life that you see and notice? Blades of grass. I want to see them in the comment section here. All right. So, talking about money. Now, money, my friends, builds hospitals, churches, and homeless shelters. So, money does good work in the world. And our relationship with money mirrors our relationship with spirit. So, again, as I said, many people think money shouldn't be talked about, especially by the minister. And so it's interesting to me that people find it easier to talk about sex or even sexual misconduct than to share their bank account balance with me. What is up with that, right? Let's heal ourselves from that. Yes. Let's heal ourselves from any shame or any guilt we have around money. Now, it's also true that, or there's a fact that money, or many people think that money is complicated, or maybe it's some sort of club that they haven't been invited to. Some see money as a reward for good behavior, or the lack of money as maybe a punishment for bad behavior. One might see money as having more to do with luck, or the stars being aligned, or pleasing the gods, and thinking that one actually has little or no power to influence it at all. And friends, some would even say that money is the root of all evil. But I'm here to remind you that Timothy 6:10 in the Bible actually states that the love of money is the root of all evil. And that means to be greedy. Like you have a love of money to such a degree that it's now an addiction, and you will do anything at any cost to have money. You'll stop at nothing to get it. That's not what I'm talking about here today. That's not what I'm speaking about. I'm speaking about money as a tool and using it as using our giving and receiving of money in addition to what we use the money for regularly to actually see it do great work in the world. And I'm going to talk a little bit later about the sequence of growth as far as finances are concerned. But for now, I want to have us look at and really think about this concept that remembering and knowing that God is the source of my supply. Now, oftentimes we can get confused and tripped up and might think that some job is the source of our supply, or the bank is the source of our supply, or the EDD is the source of our supply, especially during times like this where so many of us are running to our computer to connect with the EDD at a specific time. The EDD is not the source of your supply, though. God is the source of your supply. Remember this and affirm this to yourself. And as you do so, you will continue to receive revelation of the abundance and the wealth that is yours by birthright, because you are truly knowing that God is the source of my supply, not my job, not the bank, not any other source than God. And so if that's the case, if God is the source of my supply, then we take that to the next level. If we want to increase our supply, where do we go? God, right? You want to increase the source of your supply, go to your source. And so that's what today's talk is really all about. What it really comes down to is get right your relationship with the divine, my friends. Get in alignment with the thing itself, the presence, the love, the energy, the truth of who you are and who you came here to be. Yes?
Yeah.
I mean, did you hear the start of this service? I was amazed in awe. Gina's a prac student, and she's been a prac student for like a month, and her prayers are like so much more powerful than they were a month ago already. That's because she's tuned into spirit. She's practicing her practice and walking her talk, and it's amazing, right? And then Charlie and his reading, that was so powerful. And yes, that was a whole sermon into and of itself. Powerful. Charlie is aligned with spirit. And as we get aligned with it, it just comes forth easily. And of course, we've got Travis Hogue, my beloved, who is now my husband. I love saying that. And his energy and enthusiasm for our center and what we're up to is totally a spirit thing. And then, of course, we have spirit in the house with Jami Lula, who's on fire for the thing itself and shares it through his amazing voice and his transformative music. It's so powerful. These are all great, outstanding examples of being in alignment with spirit. They had to get right their relationship with spirit, because I'll tell you, the bloated nothingness doesn't produce prayers like the prayer that Gina did. The bloated nothingness doesn't produce powerful words as those of Charlie, right? What is the bloated nothingness I'm speaking of anyway? The thinking that you're less than or not enough, or the thinking that you're in lack, or you made one little mistake, in something, and so now it's not perfect and you can't do it. That is not in alignment with source. Source is the one that's here. Your spiritual connection is the one that's here, that's always saying, you are perfect, you are amazing, you are golden, you are exactly where you are supposed to be, and thank you, right? It's forever nudging us from the inside, wanting us to reach out and express ourselves to the greatest degree possible. So God is the source of my supply, not a job, not a bank, not the EDD or other government entity for that matter. It is God. And so to increase the source of our supply, we return to God, or whatever you call it, the divine, the truth, source energy, the universe, the force, Jesus, Buddha, Allah. And so this is the meaning too of seek ye first the kingdom within. So the Bible says the kingdom of heaven is within you. The kingdom of heaven is here right now. Everything that you want and desire for yourself in your life is already here. We're called to turn our attention inward, be present with that, to harmonize with spirit, with the thing itself, and everything will be revealed to us and added more and more as we go on. Now, Wallace Wattles in his book, which I love, expands on that, saying, look, it's not only within you, it's permeating the space all around you all the time. He's saying that what appears to be empty space, this empty space all around me right now, is actually filled with the kingdom of heaven, this stuff. It is this thinking stuff that is available to us. And we access it and we connect with it by using our thought. And so we all have the power to use our thought to create. And then I'm reminded of Charlie and the spiritual bank account and how we're always creating a spiritual debit or a credit. And so we have the choice, debit or credit, and I think we would do well to all continue with crediting our spiritual bank accounts. Credit. How do you credit? Well, with your prayers, with your meditation, with your spiritual education, with your sacred fellowship, your spiritual study. You're tuning in today. You're giving your bank account, your spiritual bank account, a big credit. It's kind of like a video game, right? You're just getting all of these credits. And then when something pulls you down, you might have to take out a little bit on your spiritual bank account, which is fine too. And then you'll go back and add more spiritual credits when the time is right for you. So Wallace Wattles expanding on that, saying it's not only within you, but it's permeating the space all around you all the time. Pay attention to that. Notice it, believe it, accept it, receive it, right? I love this song that's written by Karen Drucker. She wrote that, it's called God is My Source, and Travis plays it really well too. It's one of my favorites, And by the way, Karen Drucker, we had her here last week and she was amazing. So she wrote this song, God is My Source, when she was doing the AIDS Life Cycle bike ride, which is a huge bike ride from San Francisco to Los Angeles, 565 miles over 7 days. And she was getting to a big hill. It's one of the main hills called Quad Buster, and it's really hard. And this is when she wrote that song. And she would tell herself, God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. And continued to repeat those words in her mind. And she probably sang them out loud, given who she is, right? And she got over that hill. It was hard, and she did it because she tapped into the source within her. So I also want to remind us that there is plenty, right? There's plenty to go around. We are always provided for. When we can truly get that we are always provided for, then we know that we're taken care of. We know that we are a beloved child of the universe, and Spirit doesn't just drop us and and leave us. It loves us and it is there for us constantly. And I was reminded of this. I've been reminded of this so many times in my life, but there's a specific example that pops up for me. And that was when I did that Mount Whitney hike. What an epic journey that was. And it was a 22.5 hour hike, and it was the longest hike of my life. And so it was hard, right? And I had 3 or 4 friends who dropped out about 10,000 feet. But I continued to the summit because I knew this is it. I'm going to do it now. I'm not coming back here. and I realized that my friends had turned around, and they had the extra water, like they had the filtration system, and they also had the extra snacks. But I kept going. I thought I'll be fine. And people coming down from this hike were offering me water and offering me snacks. It was like, how did they know that I might need that? They just saw that I was traveling real light, I guess. But it was so amazing and powerful to be reminded of that. I'm always provided for, always. And so, again, going back to October and this being our month to talk about prosperity and specifically money, we have an annual pledge drive this month, and we in the first week of October, there was a charge to sign up for auto tithing through PayPal of $100 a month, and you'd receive an "And So It Is" shirt and an "And So It Is" mask, and we've got a few people who signed up, so that's so awesome. Thank you. You know who you are. And it's great. So this is all about giving from the overflow, right? And I want to remind you that you're called to give where you're spiritually fed. Give where you're fed, you know. And then you want to really establish a regular pattern and rhythm of your giving. So as you establish this pattern and rhythm of giving, it's saying something, it's putting it out there in the universe, right? So it's consciousness that creates. And so as we establish this pattern and rhythm of our giving, it becomes a constant, and we're flexing that faith muscle and saying to God that there is plenty. I know that I am provided for. So this is really about you and your relationship with spirit, right? Whether you give $1 a week or $500 doesn't matter necessarily to me, but it's really about your relationship with God. So you'll want to continue this pattern and rhythm. Again, it's consciousness that creates, and then turn it up a little bit. Make a plan, like, okay, right now I'm giving $5 a week, and I'm going to do that for 3 months, and then I'm going to increase it to $7.50 for 3 months, and then it'll be $10 a week, or whatever the case is for you, right? So you do it so that you feel it a little bit, because if you don't feel it, then what happens is it's just like this unconscious thing that is happening, and you're not actually creating consciously and using it as a spiritual practice for yourself and your life. So there was a time when I was giving $50 a month, and finances were really a challenge for me at that time. And I up-leveled it to $100 a month. I said, I'm just going to, I'm going to do it. And my budget was very tight, my spending budget. And so it was a challenge. I knew I was going to have to cut a couple of things out, like I wouldn't be able to go out to lunch, once a week, and I would have to cut this out. And I said, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. And so I did increase my giving from $50 to $100. And I started to create this conscious pattern and rhythm. And I remember I had this conversation with God in my mind. It was like, okay, I don't know how I'm going to do this, God, but I know that God is the source of my supply. And so I'm counting on this to be revealed in my life. And sure enough, what happened for me is I was suddenly receiving contracts and invitations to speak in different places that would generate more income. And it was more than the $100 per month that I was giving. So that subtle shift of going from how am I going to make ends meet to God is the source of my supply and I'm always provided for transformed the experience. I mean, how cool is that, right? So making it a conscious pattern and rhythm, and then pushing ourselves, right? So then, of course, I increased after a little bit, and it's just the same way that you build your muscles at the gym. You can't always do the little 3-pound weights because your body is not even feeling it. You want to go up to 5, and then you'll go up to 7.5. You stay in the area for a little while, then pretty soon you're at 10-pound weights, and so on. So it's powerful to see, and then you can begin to see how you're building the muscles at the gym, yes, or if you have started walking and you haven't been walking much, you might go around the block a couple of times, and then you go a half a mile, and then you go a mile, and you're just like amazing yourself. And it's so inspiring and transformative to continue to allow yourself to really expand and grow and see what you can do and what you're able to do. Because remember, this life is here now. We are experiencing something. Our souls have been birthed into existence for such a time as this. And this is not a dress rehearsal. So we have a finite amount of time in this particular bodysuit. And so let's have some fun with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
So this becomes now a spiritual practice that you can utilize just like any other spiritual practice. And your conscious use of the law creates the form in your life, right? So how to get right with your relationship with God? You want to get right with your relationship with God, as I mentioned, through prayer. Prayer is the directive form of a spiritual practice, which is in prayer, you're really speaking your word into the law. And then meditation is receptive. It's a receptive practice. So you are listening to your inner guidance. You're listening to your God self. And that is it's a great compliment because it's the giving and the receiving, directive and receptive, prayer, meditation. And then you want to throw in some spiritual education. You do some readings. Maybe you take a class or attend on a Sunday morning or watch some other services from the past and begin to educate yourself and hear a new way of thinking about something that you may not have thought about it before. And so then you get into selfless service, which is to get out of your head. Oh my goodness. Do you ever get stuck in your head? Totally, right? Thinking about things, over analyzing. Well, you can get out of your head and into service. And that is in alignment with spirit. And then there's circulation, which is what we're talking about today. Giving consciously. And if you're not giving consciously, I invite you to begin today. There's the inhale and the exhale. Right? If you're only doing the inhale and never exhaling, something is going to go wrong. Or you can't just exhale because then there's nothing left and then it'll be over soon. It's a practice. It's inhale, exhale, receive, give, receive, give, and you get into your own flow. You get into your own little dance with spirit, however it looks for you. Everyone is different. Yes, some of us are on a fixed income, and so we can have that be our reality, or we can tune into spirit and see what the spiritual energetic and the spiritual connection, our alignment with source, see what that wants to bring forward to us in our lives. So as Ernest Holmes wrote in Living the Science of Mind, good and more good is mine, and ever increasing good is mine. There is no limit to the good which is mine. Everywhere I go, I see this good. I feel it. I experience it. It crowds itself against me. It flows through me, expresses itself in me, and multiplies itself all around me. Oh, yes. So money as the energy of spirit, my friends, is a reminder that spirit is omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent, and we are called to talk about it. Talk about spirit. Talk about money. Talk about riches and wealth and know that in everything there are facts and then there is truth. So in everything, I'll say that again, in everything there are facts and then there is truth. Now, the fact may be that you're currently financially broke. Okay, but the truth is that you are the heir apparent for all the riches in the world as a child of God. Money is coming to you easily and effortlessly. Money is coming to you. You've got so much money you don't know what to do with. All of this money, there's plenty to go around. The universe wants to give to you, and you are ready to receive. Be ready to receive, my friends. What's that?
Yeah, that's the key.
Yeah, be ready to receive. The fact that the fact may be that our bodies are finite, but the truth is that you are as eternal and vast as the space that spans beyond the myriad universes. Catch that. Catch that, my friends. And so there's the sequence of success, which I've shared before. But the sequence of success is you've got survival, stability, success, significance. Now, survival is, you're working paycheck to paycheck. You're not sure how to make ends meet. You're praying that it's all going to work out, and it's just barely happening. And then once you've figured this out, you've paid off your old debts, and now you're moving into stability because you've paid off debts. You have a little bit of money in reserves, and you're not living paycheck to paycheck. You have the ability to buy something that's necessary. If you have an emergency, you need to get new tires or something, you have that. And then, so now you're in stability. Then you move from stability to success when you actually have some reserves in the bank, like an emergency fund of $1,000, and then you've got 3 months of expenses in the bank just in case that you don't touch that, right? And then you move from success to significance when you have like at least a year, maybe 2 years of expenses available in your bank account. And now you have a regular income, and you're able to use the money to help in some crisis if that occurs, or you're able to use this money to fund a new work. This is what the Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living is up to. We are currently in the stability to success, and so we'd like to be moving into success and significance. And that's very exciting for us as a spiritual center. For any spiritual center, it's very exciting to be able to see that as a vision. And then it's like, what great work we can do in the world. As I said when I started, money builds what? Hospitals, churches, homeless shelters. There's so much good that can come of it, you guys. It's so amazing. I've got like 2 or 3 nonprofits that have been swirling in my mind for a while. And it's like these can come into fruition with the proper funding. And so it's just amazing. And so, yes, we talk about money. Money is not the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. And so we're not afraid to speak about money here. And I invite you to repeat after me. I am worthy.
I am worthy.
I am deserving.
I am deserving.
My wealth is sustainable.
My wealth is sustainable.
I am rich, wealthy, and proud of it.
I am rich, wealthy, and proud of it.
Yeah, and so it is.
So it is.
So I invite you, my friends, to consider for this week, is there an area of your life where you are undervaluing yourself? Is there some area in your life where you don't fully believe or get the gifts that you bring into this world? You're undervaluing. Like you might slough it off as like, oh, I'm not very good at that. Or, you want to do something, but you don't allow yourself to do it because you're undervaluing yourself. Or where are you feeling less than deserving? It might be in the area of relationships. It might be in the area of your current job situation. It might be in the area of friendships or family relationships. It might be in the area of your health, exercise. Where are you feeling less than deserving of all the good available to you? And by the way, when I say all the good, I'm talking about the way Emma Curtis Hopkins speaks of good. There is good for you and you ought to have it. My good is my God. And we are always seeking our greater good, which means we're always seeking our greater God. That's so cool, right? So if you want to be rich, another lesson from our Science of Getting Rich book is, if you want to be rich, do not study poverty. It's powerful. This is very powerful, and it's a practice for me at times because I can get very interested in how bad things got to be that way, right? How did that bad thing happen? Tell me more. Like what happened, But I mean, it's not interesting. What I want to be more interested in is the solution, right? It's like, well, I need to find out how that horrible thing, or my perception that it's bad, happened so that I can prevent it from happening in my life. No, it's not that. I want to see the good and know how to create the good in my life. Yes? Are you with me on that?
Yes.
So when I start to go down that road, I remind myself I'm not interested in creating that particular thing in my life. So I have no need to study it. I have no need to talk about it with others. I don't admire it. And so as I remove my admiration and my interest from it, I place my admiration and interest in what's possible. What is the greater potentiality? I can absolutely empathize and acknowledge what's happening and contemplate solution. And as I contemplate solution, I allow myself to get into that creative energy, which is the energy of solution, the energy of infinite potentiality and so much possibility, right? And I'll talk to my friends about the solutions and dreamweave, imagine, vision cast, right? Imagine with me a world that works for everyone. What does that look like? And some might go immediately to what it doesn't look like. Yeah, we know what it doesn't look like, but what does it actually look like for you? What does it mean to you to raise the vibe, right? Let's talk about that. Let's talk some more about that. And so here we are raising the vibe today on the Central Coast of California and through the ethers on the interwebs. Yeah, it's good. So get pictures. Oh, I loved what I heard in the book about, I was listening to the Audible book. He said that we don't need to investigate poverty or its causes. We want to be curious about the cure. We want to be more curious about the cure. And so a way that we can heal this is to get pictures of wealth into the impoverished, right? When you're in it, you can't see it because you're just in the experience of it. How can we get those pictures of wealth into the impoverished? So we're called to also not pity others. We don't want to have a pity party table for one. No, no, no. We're going to keep our faith and our minds fixed on purpose and vision of what it is that you want and desire for yourself in your life. And so lastly, thought and action must be combined. By thought, the thing that we want comes to us, and it is by our action that we actually receive it, right? It's thought and action. You can't just be thinking about things and praying about things and not doing what you're called to do. You treat and move your feet, right? Just like the speedboat from a couple weeks ago. You get into position and then you let God do the work. Get into position with your thoughts. Get into position with your relationship with spirit. Get into alignment with the truth and what you want and desire the most from your life. So lastly, to wrap it up, I'm going to read from the summary of the Science of Getting Rich. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imagined by the thought. Man can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon formless substance, can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. In order to do this, Man must pass from the competitive to the creative mind, else he cannot be in harmony with the formless intelligence, which is always creative and never competitive. Now I'll speak that as she. So there is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imaged by the thought. A woman can form things in her thought, and by impressing her thought upon formless substance can cause the thing she thinks about to be created. In order to do this, she must pass from the competitive to the creative mind, else she cannot be in harmony with the formless intelligence, which is always creative and never competitive in spirit. Let's pray. Oh, so yes, turning our attention inward, we return to this beautiful, beautiful, expansive space within. And this is the space where I know and get with every fiber of my being that God is all that there is. This spiritual energy that exists within me is powerful and it is magnificent. It is mightier than anything I could have ever imagined. It's mightier than anything I can even speak about. Trying to articulate it is it diminishes it somewhat because it is so powerful. It is beyond word. It is beyond words. And so I'm so grateful to just tune in this moment, to tune into source energy, to tune into that vibrational frequency that has birthed me into existence on this planet for such a time as this. It's so powerful to really get into alignment with that, because then I remember that there is something happening. There is something happening here, and it is wonderful. It is magnificent. It is eternal and vast, and it is happening whether I'm aware of it or not. And so as I tune into it, I become aware of it, and I just let that awareness of this mighty, magnificent presence wash over me and illuminate every single cell of my body right now. Feel that illumination. It's like other parts of us are waking up that may have lain dormant before this moment. And so we allow ourselves to come alive. We allow ourselves to feel fully and to be receptive and available to all of the good that is wanting to be presented and manifested in our lives. And as we do so, well, something amazing is happening, because that bloated nothingness no longer has any power over who we are and who we came here to be. It is like gone forever. It is dissipated back into that nothingness from whence it came. And all that remains, all that is left, is this pure, loving essence, this energy of love and light that wants to shine through me. And so I'm going to let it shine right now. And as I go forward from here throughout my week, I'm going to let it shine bright. And if any vestiges, any old thoughts of less than or any of that try to come up, I can just let them slide right off, because I'm like spiritual Teflon. This spiritual energy is so magnificent and mighty. Only good can stick to it. Everything else falls away. And so thank you, Spirit, for shining the light, for illuminating my mind and illuminating every single cell of my body, for raising the vibe in my life as me. And so I know that as I speak this word, I'm speaking it not just for me, but for every individual who is listening or watching. The vibe is raised, my friends, and I know that we are each ready to receive. And so we move through the rest of our day and the rest of our week in this receptive mindset, knowing that there is good for me and I ought to have it. And I do. And I am grateful. And so it is.
And so it is.
Yes.
Into your hands commit my spirit into your hands. I commit my soul into your hands. I surrender into your hands. Oh Lord, I don't know what the divine plan is. Can't make sense of what I can't see. Yet I know that it's in order beyond my wildest dreams. Into your hands I commit my spirit. Into your hands I commit my soul. Into your hands I surrender. Into your hands, oh Lord. Serenity is not the absence of life going on around me. It's the stillness I find at any moment, and the truth that sets me free. Into your hands I commit my spirit. Into your hands I commit my soul. Into your hands I surrender. Into your hands, oh Lord. Into your hands, oh Lord. Into your hands, oh Lord.
Yeah. Another one of my favorites. Yeah. Thank you, Jamie. Into your hands. Beautiful. Okay, friends, it's now time for our gifts, tithes, and offerings. And thank you for those of you who donated through Facebook already. And you can donate through there, or there's a button right below this video, I believe. And there's also a link to donate through PayPal if that is what you desire. And so please join me or repeat after me our giving affirmation. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift.
From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift.
I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper.
I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper.
It is evidence of my faith and my belief.
It is evidence of my faith and my belief.
It does great work in the world.
It does great work in the world.
And returns to me multiplied abundantly.
And returns to me multiplied abundantly.
And so it is.
So it is.
Woo-hoo! All right. And won't you know with me that you are never alone, that God is where you are right now and always. And all that you ever need do is look within, and it is here you will find you are guided, sustained, directed, and inspired by a source that knows only good. Joyously let us make use of these gifts in all that we think, in all that we say, and in all that we do. Please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening as me right now.
Something wonderful is happening as me right now.
It is this thing called life.
Just this thing called life.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my pocketbook.
Life is in my pocketbook.
Life is in my relationships.
Life is in my relationship.
I think it.
I think it.
I feel it.
I feel it.
I believe it.
I believe it.
I express it.
I express it.
I accept it.
I accept it.
Just the way that it is.
Just the way that it is.
And just the way that it is not.
And just the way that it is not.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
Woo!
Woo! Jami Lula in the house.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you, Jamie. Yeah. Woo. That was fantastic. Thank you, everybody. This is an awesome service, so powerful. And we're going to all jump on over to Zoom in just a second here. And Jamie, I think, has a few minutes. Our lovely brother here has been traveling for the past couple of days. He's road weary, but we're going to give him a little bit of love and then let him go take a nap after that. So, Jamie, if you want to just maybe play a few little notes here, little chords, little reprise, and take us out, then we'll go meet everybody over there.
Into your hands I commit my spirit. Into your hands I commit my soul. Into your hands I commit my spirit. Into your